Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock Extra. We're going to do Royal Rumble predictions this time. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here. Well, Owen the Birdman Finch, actually. I know that terrible intro, but I've only been up for like 15 minutes. So, but I'm here with a man that's got so many nicknames, too many to count. Steve Steiner, the Smoke Slayers. Ronald Trump, not the best nickname to have nowadays, but whatever. Vince McMahon, also not a good nickname to have. Parachute Man number 1, undetermined if he's Parachute Man number 2. Or 3, or 4, or continuing. Am I missing any nicknames? I'm probably missing like some obvious ones.
No, give me credit. All my nicknames, if nothing else, are creative and original. You know who stole a gimmick from me? You know who stole a gimmick from me is none other than Bronson Reed. He stole the Tribal Thief gimmick from me by stealing people's sneakers. I started that shit on the Aftershock corner when I stole James' sneakers.
I think 10 years to the...
But, here's the difference. I'm not a thief because I always brought it back. Bronson Reed kept Roman sneakers. He is a real thief. He stole from Roman and he stole from me.
Yeah, they gotta drop that gimmick now, actually. I don't think they brought it up really much, so... But yeah, when did you start doing that gimmick, too? I think it's like 10... It's like 10 years almost to the date, right? Because it was like your first semester at Massasoit. I think you started that gimmick.
I think so.
So... But yeah, we're gonna do Royal Rumble predictions. How are you? I haven't been on the show in I think over a year now, because I think the last time you were on Aftershock was the Royal Rumble predictions, but the last time you were on the channel was when we reviewed the Vince documentary. So
yeah, that Vince documentary was still very good and
probably the best documentary we've covered.
Man, a little hint of what's to come after you watch Unreal. You kind of watch it, you go, I see why people say Vince might come back now.
But anyhow, what's your year been looking like?
Busy.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of work, but, in terms of wrestling, we'll be returning to WrestleMania this year, so it'll be good to be out in Vegas. It'll be good to experience that.
Could be in the win for WrestleMania.
Yeah, possibly.
Could be having a dog match at they need a dog match at WrestleMania. So
yeah, I'm just gonna, slide right in there, steal someone's boots, and run.
Yeah. But I turned 30 this year. I'm going to Mania 42, which is kind of funny. That's like 10 years of the date I went to 32. So I hope it's a good Mania, because I didn't get a good Mania. My first time I went. Obviously, I didn't realize it because I was there, but So let's see what happens. And obviously, with the way things are looking, it's not. I'm kind of hoping 41 was the bad one. Was the not the greatest one last year, but we'll see. But let's get to these Rumble predictions. Going through the hype, it's obviously been talked about. Probably the worst hyped Rumble I think I've seen since my lifetime being a wrestling fan. I know a lot of people say that, and then, obviously we think of other ones, but I can't think of a least hyped, Royal Rumble. I think the most hype we've gotten on it was this week when, Triple H and, all these other people have gone on, podcasts and, mention the Rumble, when they've gone on, ESPN or, a podcast or something and say, this is the thing that starts off WrestleMania every year. But yeah, the shows themselves have not hyped up this Rumble very well. The last Raw we got this week, the way it ended didn't even have anything to do with the Rumble. It ended with a world title match. It's probably going to be set up at Elimination Chamber, which is really weird. And then they haven't really had people come out and even say they're going to win the Rumble. They just have announced their participation.
Right.
And then there's not they haven't really built up really a likely winner for the Rumble, really. So I gotta say this is probably the worst built Rumble. Maybe that's by design, so that way that way they'll really knock it out of the park with this Rumble.
Yeah.
maybe it has to do with the fact that it's in Saudi. So a lot of people don't like that. So maybe they're trying to downplay it because a lot of people aren't big fans that they're going to Saudi. Which if that's the case, then WrestleMania next year, if it gets the same build that the Rumble gets, we're looking at some trouble in the times next year. But I'm not sure why they haven't built this Rumble. Maybe it's just the bookings just kind of not good right now. Maybe it's this TKO era where they expect the Rumble to be the build, because I'm pretty sure they didn't really build Survivor Series all that well until like a couple of weeks in advance, and then like they didn't really build Cena's last matchup like show all that well until like the week of. So maybe that's just the new way, because TKO doesn't really seem to be interested in storytelling. They seem to be interested in more moments than anything else. But
Yeah.
I haven't been into the build of the Rumble. Also, maybe it's because I've been busy because the storm's been going on and all these other things are going on. So overall, I haven't really been that into the build of the Rumble. Again, maybe the Rumble, once it happens, it would be pretty entertaining since it's a Royal Rumble. But how have you felt about the build to the Rumble? Have you been extremely into it? Have you been extremely disinterested? Or are you just kind of in the middle?
It's the build of the Rumble this year. I mean, I feel like WWE is going about the wrong way of fixing something that they felt like was a major problem, which really wasn't, which is that, people online are always saying they think that they're spoiling too much about the Rumble, who's going to be in it, the surprises that are going to be there. So in turn, they've decided to go, okay, we're just not going to build it at all. It's like, honestly, I would have preferred Triple H to come out on the first Raw of the year and go, hey, I'm laying down the law this year. No one is allowed to declare for the Rumble out in public. If they want to come to me and do it, that's fine. They should have just publicly come out and said, we're not letting anyone tell you they're in the Rumble this year.
Yeah. So, I always like the qualifying matches for the Rumble. I get like they can't do that for every spot because there's 30 spots. You can only do so many qualifying matches. But I remember a few years they did the qualifying matches.
I like the way they used to do it, where I think it was during the Bischoff Heyman era for a little bit there, where they came out and they're like, there are certain stars on our brands who are gonna get spots. And if you don't like it, well, guess what? You can come do a qualifying match and win your way into the Rumble.
Yeah, that's cool. I always like that.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get to...
they used to make it exactly 15 and 15.
Yeah, that was good.
But
they don't really, there's only a brand split now. It's kind of just whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, but also at the same time, as the brand gets bigger, looking back to the last Rumble in Boston, it might be time to go 40 permanently.
Yeah.
15, 15, and 10 guaranteed NXT spots.
Yeah. Or like free agent spots, since. But let's get to the match card. 4 matches. That's usually pretty normal for a Royal Rumble. They usually do about 4 matches. Obviously, everyone says the card looks pretty low, but the Rumble is always 4 matches because the 2 Rumble matches are an hour, and then they would always have like a world title match, some other match on the show. They probably could have gotten away with having another match because again, for a lot of people, it's going to be in the afternoon, like morning-ish. But they probably could have gotten away with having another match. But let's get into it. The first match we're going to talk about is AJ Styles versus Gunther. And if Styles loses, he will be forced to retire from in-ring competition. This feud's been built for a while, ever since Gunther retired. Well, I guess he didn't really retire Cena. He was already retired, but since Gunther tapped out Cena, and has been very disrespectful about it. AJ Styles has been very upset with how Gunther's gone about business ever since he's retired John Cena, with rubbing in people's face that he made him tap out. And they had a match on Raw a few weeks ago where Gunther tapped out, but the ref didn't see it, so Styles lost because of that. And AJ Styles last year mentioned that 2026 is going to be his last in-ring year. We were thinking it wasn't going to be anything like probably the John Cena retirement tour, but we would get like at least maybe 6 months or maybe a full 12 months of AJ Styles. But with this stipulation now, makes you question a lot of things because Gunther's gimmick has been he's been the one that's been retiring people. He retired Goldberg at Saturday night's main event, and then he obviously retired John Cena, even though Cena was only going to retire anyways, but whatever. But yeah, I've been pretty into this build up. They've really played into it. It looks like Styles may retire, be considering the fact that he had that banner of a match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Saturday night's main event, and then he wrestled Punk on Raw this week, which are matches they haven't really done yet. So, and you would figure they would save some of these matches for the future, and if Styles was going to stick around. And again, too, Gunther, has been retiring people left, right, and center, and his push has been pretty effective, so I don't know why they would sacrifice it. But if I had to make a prediction, and again, none of us are the champion, so it doesn't really matter who goes first. We just have to hope Chris doesn't watch this before, before he makes his predictions, but we have to wait and see what happens. I may just tell him to do his predictions before I send the video. But yeah, I'm going to predict that, unfortunately, I think Gunther's going to win this. I think they're going to continue his push. I think AJ Styles is going to finally retire, which is very unfortunate. I guess it's very fitting, though, because, he debuted at the Rumble like 10 years ago, so it makes sense to, him to retire at the Rumble. But yeah, I think Gunther's going to retire AJ Styles. He's going to be next on the list. And I think they're just going to continue this retiring gimmick of Gunther, which is very unfortunate. Gunther, and Gunther's perfect for this gimmick. He loves the heel heat, and this is just going to be this is going to be a pretty sad day to be an AJ Styles fan. No, obviously there's been speculation recently. AJ Styles never necessarily said he said he's retiring in 2026, but he could just retire from WWE and then go to another company, whether that's AEW, TNA, finish up his career where he started. He could go to just travel the indies. He could, maybe that's it, maybe he's just going to retire. But, yeah, who do you predict to win? I predict Gunther.
The build to this match has been the most intense. For starters, I actually think this should be the main event of the show. I think it would be bold this year if WWE opened with the Men's Royal Rumble instead of ending with it as they normally do. I'll just say it right now, obviously, before we review the other matches. But, I think men should open, followed by the WWE Championship match, the Women's Rumble, and then this in the main event. I just think the stakes are too high that it can't be anything but the last match. The build's been really good. Gunther is just excellent in his role because, you watch it even at this point, and there's times you watch it like, God, he's a dick.
Yeah.
But they've really built this up like this is definitively AJ's last match. Like, there's just no doubt about it, which is why I'm actually predicting AJ Styles is going to win.
Okay.
I think there's one thing in this build that a lot of people are overlooking that they're going to run back, and that is how Gunther beat AJ, which was he tapped out, but the ref didn't see it. I think AJ is going to, in the later half of the match, get dominated. Just he'll be gassed due to age, and Gunther's going to have his number. I think he gets him in the chokehold. AJ will have that ring awareness to see where the ref is. He'll tap out behind Gunther. I think Gunther lets go of the hold, and I think AJ rolls him up with a handful of tights and gets a cheap win and gets the hell out of Saudi Arabia as fast as possible.
Yeah, well,
just in fear for his life from Gunther.
Yeah.
And the way you do, the reason you do that is because even though AJ will still have his career and be the winner, Gunther can still come up the next round and say, guess what? I made AJ Styles tap out like a little bitch.
Yeah, he could.
I think you do that, and that way you can build into WrestleMania and have AJ questioning if he should even still be wrestling if he can't beat Gunther fair and square.
Yeah, that'd be a nice story. Do you do Gunther and AJ again, or do you just have them move on from each other?
I think you do Gunther and AJ again at WrestleMania, and I think you have the build be, Gunther. AJ is acknowledging that he had to cheat to beat Gunther. Gunther, of course, doesn't. He's just like, nope, I beat AJ, and AJ cheated against me. I have never cheated against AJ.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
I swear to God, if anyone out there watches South Park, Gunther's gimmick is he's just Craig, where he flips people off and then tells them straight to the face he didn't flip them off.
That's funny. But then we have the WWE Championship match. We have Drew McIntyre defending against Sami Zayn. Not the greatest build at the moment because this match was literally just set up like this past week at Saturday Night's main event. But they have years of story with each other from this is from Bloodline days and when Drew came back last year. He's beaten Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre. They faced off like 11 times, and he's never beaten him, which is insane. To face someone 11 times and never beat them, but sure. Sami Zayn won the title opportunity back at Saturday Night's main event in Toronto. Kind of takes away my Rumble prediction because I was thinking Sami was going to win the Rumble since he's he still could, I guess, depending on when the Rumble falls. Because don't forget 2022 when Brock was in a title match, lost his belt, and then came out later and won the Rumble, which everyone hated. So, I think the build for this is going to be really good. They have years of story behind them. I imagine on SmackDown tonight, because we're recording this before SmackDown, they're supposed to have a face-off. They'll have a really good promo. Drew's been talking crap about like him and telling that Sami Zayn's a bad father, and then Sami Zayn slapped him in the face last week. I think the match itself is going to be really good, obviously. I think Sami Zayn can make this really personal. And as for I think we'll win this, I was going to have Steve start, but he's a little busy right now. I think.
Sorry, I just had to get up for a quick second.
I think Drew McIntyre retained. He just won the championship not that long ago. I think next year will probably be the year Sami Zayn wins a world title for the first time since Mania is in Saudi next year. He'll be in home field advantage. Well, I guess not home field advantage, but like he's like Saudi Arabian like descent or whatever that is. So like he'll have like somewhat of a home field advantage. I think Drew McIntyre retains, and we kind of just move on. But I think this match will be excellent. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, the build to this match has been really decent. It tells the story of, Sami not being able to beat Drew more so than him not being able to win a championship. It's a tough call, but I think it would be very interesting, actually, if my prediction happens, which is Sami Zayn pulls it off.
Okay.
I think no one would be expecting it. But the thing is, he can't. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna back out. Actually, I'm gonna say Drew wins.
Okay.
Just because I'm thinking about it right now, and it doesn't make sense for Drew to lose because the only way Drew loses that belt to Sami is clean. Now, I could absolutely see Cody or Jacob Fatu running down, trying to run interference for Sami, and Sami refusing to accept it.
Yeah, that could happen.
And then Drew claymores him and gets a 1, 2, 3 and plays it off as, you could have been champion, but you didn't take advantage, so that's on you.
Yeah, that could be a good.
Yeah, I mean, if and when Sami loses, I don't really know what his road to WrestleMania looks like because I don't see him going for any championship in the next year other than the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
I do feel like WWE tends to, with his start-stop pushes, they also seem to back out where they'll try to make everyone forget by being like, oh, we're going to give him the tag belt or the US belt or the IC belt. And I just think it's gotten to the point now where everyone's kind of caught on to the game.
Yeah.
Where every time they do it, now it's like, nope, don't want it. I'd actually rather see Sami get fired than see him win an IC belt.
Oh my god!
Because at least he can go to AEW and go after their belt. Is what people are thinking now.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, then we have the two Rumble matches. We'll do the women's one first. The women's Royal Rumble match. A lot of people are gonna hate this match because obviously the women have to be covered up and everything like that because it's in Saudi. So you're hearing a lot of complaints about that.
Yep.
You're hearing a lot of complaints about the Rumble because obviously. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, although if anyone here listens to Busted Open, Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer made a very good point, where obviously they have, someone would wear the full covering from head to toe, and he was saying to himself, "There's really no reason anyone in the Women's Rumble should be spotted before the match in Saudi Arabia, because they should just give them one of those and be like, you wear this until you have like a minute to the ring."
That'd be funny, yeah.
And he becomes like, he goes, "I'm not trying to be mean or insensitive, but if you think about it, people did that. It would work."
Yeah, it would.
And it's really hard to argue against his logic there. He makes a good argument.
But yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about the two Rumbles, because a lot of people don't think we're really going to get many surprises, considering the fact that they have to fly to Saudi Arabia. So, like, obviously, there's visa stuff they have to, like, they can look at. So, like, it can get leaked out and everything like that. But
yeah,
let's get into it, though. The Women's Rumble, there's 17 entrants announced for the moment. I'll go through all of them real quick. The winner of this gets a World Championship match at WrestleMania, whether that's the WWE Women's, the World Heavyweight Women's, or I think NXT, right? Is that still a thing? I don't know if that's still a thing.
I think it is, but I don't think it's going to happen this year, just because the year it happened, they really ramped it up, and to their credit, no one caught on.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, then the year it happened, it ended up being COVID, so it's like,
Yeah, true.
But yeah, going through the announced participants so far, representing Monday Night Raw, we have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, and also still representing Monday Night Raw, Maxine Dupree, and Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch. And then representing SmackDown, we have Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Last Legend, and Julia. Obviously, there's more that could be announced. Yeah. Pretty decent Royal Rumble announcement so far. And yeah, I'll let you go first. We're going to predict 3 winners, and then 3 surprise entrants, and then who's number 1 and 2, and then who's number 30. So we're going to start with you.
So really easy for me, because I can predict all 3 at once. All 3 women of the Judgment Day, I think, have the best odds of winning.
Oh my gosh, you're going to pick all 3. So all 3 at the same time? Like they all win?
No, not at the same time, but I think realistically, any of those 3 make a lot of sense to win now.
Yeah.
Probably now. I'll preface this, and Chris Daw there's gonna be music to his ears. I don't like Liv Morgan. I have never seen her as anything more than a mid-tier women's wrestler who shouldn't be anywhere near the main event.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the clock is ticking, and that clock's name is Roxanne Perez, because Roxanne at some point is going to eclipse her, and she's going to be the star of the show.
I hope so.
Now, if I had to say who's most likely to win, would be Liv. I know I'm in the minority here. She has her following, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell anyone that they shouldn't be behind her, unless they ask why, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Liv is probably winning this. I think Liv's winning it by tossing Roxanne out, actually. I think it just makes the most sense that Liv Morgan would win this to get herself a title match or title opportunity at WrestleMania. But I also don't see Stephanie McCare walking into WrestleMania as champion. I think Raquel Rodriguez beats her.
Okay. We get like a
and then I think Roxanne Perez wins the Elimination Chamber, and they're in a little bit of a pickle there.
Well, she'd just go for the other belt, wouldn't she?
Nope.
Oh.
I think she would. I think they're going to build Elimination Chamber up as, you go for a title of your choosing, and everyone just assumes they're picking the other belt, and Roxanne goes, nope, the whole build-up, you said title of their choosing. And you know what? I want in on this too, because Liv thinks she's better than me, and she's not.
Well, that'd be interesting. And then we can finally get the breakup on Judgment Day that they've been trying to do for like over a year type of thing.
Yeah, I think bottom line at WrestleMania 20. Sorry, geez, 20. I'm on WrestleMania 26 right now for the record on my rewatches because I've been going Rumble to WrestleMania, just doing them all at once.
Did that get interrupted when they left Peacock?
No, I restarted on Netflix. I've been doing good.
That's good.
But yeah, WrestleMania 42. I think both nights are gonna have triple threat Judgment Day matches.
Okay. But yeah, I guess I'll do my picks and then we'll do the surprise picks. So yeah, I'm not picking Liv Morgan though, because I'm just not doing it. So I'm probably gonna get, if it costs me a point, I don't care. That's
I appreciate it.
That's happened to me a lot. I picked like JC Jane to lose a belt like I think like 4 NXT PLEs in a row. And the only time it would have benefited me is when we didn't do the fucking predictions for it the one time. So
I am still on an NXT strike. I read what happened on NXT, but I'm not watching until words I shouldn't say on a live feed. I'm not gonna say what I think about JC Jane, other than she shouldn't be champion. She shouldn't be anywhere near a title belt.
what did you think when she like lost the belt for like those like 2 weeks or whatever, and then like she won the belt right back? Did you like watch for 2 weeks and then we're like, oh, the strikes are back on?
It was like all the stars were out, and then they all just went dark.
It's I'm pretty sure. I think the Failure Parents did that. Like every star in the sky like disappeared or whatever. Was that like that? Like where like all the stars just like disappeared, randomly like type of thing. So
yeah, it's like when Vicky walks in, like everything goes dark. The wolves howl. That's what happens when JC Jane touches the championship in WWE.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels touches himself apparently.
So. Hey, he hasn't had lazy eye booking recently, so so.
Well, that's because The Rock's daughter slapped the laziness right out of that eye. It's working again.
I guess so. I don't know. The shows haven't been the best recently. So, but yeah. So yeah. Going through my predictions. One of them, which also ties into a surprise edition. I think Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, has been gone a while. This would be a perfect chance to bring her back. Now that Jay Cargill is the heel champion, this is a perfect avenue to get her to WrestleMania, and she doesn't even have to make her decision like right away. Too, like they could still do a friendship with Bianca and Jade, but obviously, then eventually Bianca's had enough of Jade's shit, so she's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna choose you at WrestleMania. And then in that way, you could get Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, which I think would be cool. My other prediction is I'll go Alexa Bliss. They've been doing some really good build with her. You could set up a storyline where, because they've been setting this up on SmackDown, where Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair have been kind of at a little bit of odds because Alexa Bliss has been going for singles belts, so that Alexa Bliss can go for the singles belt at WrestleMania, either beat Stephanie or Jade, and then Charlotte Flair goes here and wants to go after the belt because she doesn't want Alexa Bliss taking her shine away. I know she's not announced for the... I know she has announced for the Rumble. I literally just said it a few seconds ago and forgot, but she has announced for the Rumble. So, and then my third pick... when in doubt, always go Charlotte Flair, but I feel like because Charlotte Flair got it last year, I don't think she's gonna get it this year. But I'll say Rhea Ripley. Even though she's the women's tag champion, she could easily, lose the tag titles, like shortly, before WrestleMania or whatever, and then, maybe you could find a way to get the belt back on Io, and then you could finally tell that storyline where. Rhea Ripley hasn't been able to beat Io Sky, and she finally does it at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. So, if I had to say least likely to likely, I'll say Alexa Bliss, least likely, Rhea Ripley, second to most likely, and then Bianca Belair. And then, you want to do your surprise entrance?
Yeah. So I think Bianca Belair is definitely a surprise in there that has to happen.
Yeah.
Another surprise that I think we'll see happen is AJ Lee.
Would that be a
I
surprise?
think,
Would that be a surprise though?
if she's not announced, so
That's fair. Okay, I'll give it to
I
you, I
definitely
guess.
think AJ Lee coming out and tossing Becky out would be entertaining to watch.
The tag team AJ Lee or the person AJ Lee? Because that's two different things.
The person AJ Lee,
Okay, I'd be more specific on that.
and the last one I would love to see happen if the rumors are true is Paige.
Yeah. My surprise entrance. So it kind of sucks because I don't know why they did this. NXT's doing some house shows like this weekend, and one of them's the day of the Rumble. So like, maybe not so much the women's side of things, but for the men's side of things, it kind of screws over a lot of my predictions because Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are gonna be on those shows, and there's no way they can like say, they can advertise them and then not have them show up. I was thinking like maybe that's just a ruse. They'll actually be at the Rumble, but I imagine if they work the two live shows, there's no way they can get to the Rumble before like.
Yes, Ricky Saints, the man who was completely obsessed with staring at his wrist.
Yes, he was. But if I had to, but yeah, like I said, Bianca Belair is one of my surprise picks. Also Paige, she's been doing some wrestling training recently. And again, she left AEW. We haven't seen her. She's been doing kind of the podcast then, but she said she'd be open to a WWE return. And she doesn't have to do a full run. I think a Rumble she could probably do. That's pretty easy for her. She doesn't have to take a lot of bumps. I mean, ask Godfather how that worked. I think he was in the 2013 Rumble. I don't think he took any bumps. I think he was just out in like a minute, like less than a minute. So, and then going to NXT, I think the other surprise pick is going to be Lola Vice. I feel like she's been doing a lot of work in AAA, and she's been really catching a lot of steam. So I think Lola Vice, and she wasn't in NXT like this week, and she's not announced for the house shows. This is good because Jada Parker won't be in this year's Women's Rumble because she was awful last year, and it's just awful in general. So I'm happy she won't be in the Women's Rumble this year because she's announced for those house shows. So thank you, house shows NXT, because then we don't have to see Jada Parker in the Royal Rumble. So
no yeet.
No Yeet. Oh yeah, that's right, because she's dating. Well, no, wouldn't it be Yeet because No Yeet's Jimmy. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not touching that situation with a 30-foot pole because I've heard a lot of different things on whether or not that situation was timed well. We'll just say.
But then we also have another tiebreaker. It's a pretty fun one. Who's going to be number 1 and 2, and who's going to be number 30? So you want to start off with that? Who is going to be number 1 and 2 in the Royal Rumble?
I think number 1 and 2 this year might actually just straight up be Becky Lynch and AJ Lee.
That could happen.
Yeah. No reason to make her wait. Yeah, we'll stick with that. No reason to wait on it since everyone's gonna know what's coming. And then number 30 would be Paige.
Okay. As for me, I'm actually gonna go kind of basic. This might be fun, but I think number 1 and 2 it would be fun because we've seen it before happen with tag teams. Number 1 is Io Sky, and number 2 is Rhea Ripley. I think that'd be fun. The two tag teams and two people that have been kind of having like a little bit of a competitive rivalry being number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. And then number 30, I think Bianca Belair being number 30 would be pretty cool, since it would be a welcome back and everything like that. But yeah, that's the women's Royal Rumble out of the way. So hopefully we can see what happens with that. Now you gotta do the men's Rumble. The same thing. The winner gets a World Championship match at WrestleMania, whether that's the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, or depending on the NXT Championship. Going through the entrance, we have 17 out of 30. I'm sorry, I just said 17 out of 13 entrances. That doesn't make sense, but Yeah, 17 out of 30 entrances. No room for Finn Balor, though, apparently. He doesn't have a room to be in the Rumble. There's,
Apparently not.
17 out of 30 people announced, but there's no room for Finn Balor somehow. So maybe that means we're just going to get some big star power in the Royal Rumble. But, if whoever's in the... I'm watching whoever shows up in the Rumble. If this person shows up, this person shows up. If we get, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, who's really... if... Cruz del Toro finally finds a spot in the Royal Rumble, but there's no room for Finn Balor. I'm gonna have some questions.
Yeah, I'll get to my theory on what's gonna happen with that.
But yeah. So I'll go through them all. Representing SmackDown, we have Cody Rhodes. I guess it's according to this, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown, which I don't think is the case. He hasn't been on SmackDown. I think he's been on. I don't think he showed up on SmackDown, but according to Wikipedia, he's on SmackDown. I guess so. It's weird. But he's on Smack. I guess Roman. I thought he was a free agent, but no, he's on SmackDown. So. Then also representing SmackDown, we have one half of the tag team champions, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Randy Orton. Apparently Randy Orton didn't even announce it on the show. It says, according to Wikipedia, he announced it on Get Up, so he didn't even announce it on the main WWE shows. But we'll get to the other one. One of them didn't even announce. One of them announced it randomly himself, which is funny. But we'll get to that. But representing Raw, we have Gunther, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio. This one's questionable because he got injured on Raw this past week, so he may not even be in the match now. Hey, that opens up a spot for Finn Balor now. Ray got hurt, so Finn can be in the Rumble now, so that's good.
It's true.
Dragon Lee, Penta, all of the Vision, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory. Javon Evans, which he was announcing on the commercial Break edition of Raw, so we didn't even get to see it till the next day. And then there's two free agents in the Royal Rumble. Oba Femi's going to be in the Royal Rumble. This is going to be his first match since being properly called up from NXT. And this is funny. We have Brock Lesnar announced. He didn't even announce this on the show. He FaceTimed Pat McAfee during the Pat McAfee show. And he announced
he definitely wasn't supposed to do that. He was just bored. It was like, I'm going to tell Pat McAfee in the Rumble today.
So, imagine Pat McAfee didn't answer. That would be hilarious if he didn't answer. So, yeah, so Brock Lesnar is that's probably the best way I think someone's announced the Royal Rumble participation, just randomly on a podcast type of thing.
Unhinged Brock Lesnar is the best Brock Lesnar, just because if you ever watched him in the UFC when he got real upset and started talking on the microphone or real cocky, he was great.
But I can't believe someone just went. I don't know. Do you think that could be topped of a way someone announces the participation, just randomly FaceTiming somebody doing the podcast? I don't know if they could. I don't know how you top that. I think Brock will find a way to top it, but I don't know how you do top it. So,
well, we'll see if Braun Breaker answers my phone calls.
That's true. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're Steve Steiner, what's the relation between you and Braun Breaker?
We're just good buddies.
Okay, you're buddies. Yeah, I'll go first this time. Going through my three winners. I would say this: Cody's not one of them. I don't think Cody's gonna get the Rumble win this year. Just because there's no reason for him to win 3 Rumbles. I think it's fine for him to be in the match, but I don't think he needs to win. He can definitely go far, but he can be in. He's not gonna win. Roman Reigns, just because I don't really know what path Roman Reigns has at WrestleMania that's not fighting for a world championship. He hasn't been in the world title picture since he lost it at WrestleMania 40. And he can face Punk, which would work real well, since they've been beefing since War Games in 2024. Obviously, I feel like Roman Reigns would be more of a decisive choice if Seth didn't get hurt and he was still the world champion. I'm wondering if he was supposed to actually win the Rumble, in general, and then obviously Seth got hurt, so that put the kibosh on that. Or maybe he wasn't going to win the Rumble, and then Seth would have somehow eliminated him type of thing, but obviously because Seth got hurt, it messed everything up. If he's hurt. He's been going on podcasts recently and saying, he may not be hurt because of what happened last year. But yeah, Roman Reigns is always an option. It would get Roman Reigns back in the title picture because I'll probably talk about this if we do the State of the WWE address. I don't think Roman Reigns was used the best last year. And some of that had to do with his part-time schedule, but some of it had to be like he never. All he really did was feud with the Vision last year, and obviously, and again, I think Seth's injury. Like I think the idea was they were going to try to keep him and Seth apart, but because Seth got hurt, it's like it feels like Roman Reigns was just kind of wasted last year. But I think it was supposed to be part of a bigger story. I don't know what it was, but it was a part of a bigger story. But yeah, so Roman Reigns is one of the picks. The other one of the picks, is Randy Orton. Randy Orton would be a good Royal Rumble winner. You could do him versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Randy Orton hasn't been in the world title picture in a long time. Actually, no, I'm gonna backtrack. I don't. I know I just backtrack, but the other pick would be and this might be also like least likely. Obafemi. He just comes in, dominates, and just wins the Royal Rumble right out. And this would set a statement that WWE is going to push younger talent now and everything like that, and really take a chance with Obafemi. And I think if he has a good dominant performance at the Rumble, Mania's not till April 19th and 20th. I think that's a good enough time where like you could properly build Obafemi up and maybe win the belt, maybe not win the belt. Because don't forget also he could feud with Punk, but there's a storyline with him and Drew because Drew messed up his like Saturday night's main event like debut and everything like that type of thing. So and Oba laid him out. So least likely Obafemi, then Roman Reigns, and probably a dark horse, but I think Jacob Fatu. Now that Drew won the belt, I think Jacob Fatu winning the Royal Rumble. This would also push a new face. And Jacob Fatu, and Drew McIntyre already have a natural feud, so But again, that one might be just him winning the Elimination Chamber to face Drew. But I'm gonna say Jacob Fatu, to kind of get him back on track, could win the Royal Rumble. So yeah, I got a lot of big men winning the Royal Rumble. There's no agile people winning the Royal Rumble this year. But yeah, who are your three Royal Rumble picks? And I guess you can't pick Finn Balor because you can't. There's no room for him, so can't pick him.
Yeah, so looking at the field, it's a stacked field this year. Obviously, they've done a good job in terms of one thing with the lack of build is no one has a clear path to victory, which is good. But yeah, I would say in terms of likeliness, who's going to win this year? My first pick, most likely to win, is actually going to be Braun Breaker.
Okay.
I think you could see the Vision just do exactly what they said because it never happens. The heel faction that says they're going to go in, they're going to get it all done, never get it all done. Maybe for once they're like, why not? Why not actually let it happen this year to put some steam behind the Vision? And then they get to the end, and you see Breaker's flexing like, all right, get out. And, Logan and Austin look at him like, yeah, no, screw this, I'm getting out. Then Bronson Reed decides, nope, you can throw me out. And they can still be a pairing, but it's going to start the crack in the Shield right there.
Yeah, could happen.
Number 2, I'm going to go Cody Rhodes. Think even though he's won 2 Rumbles very close together, it would be interesting if he won just because they have to, everyone's. I hear so many things out there that just contradict each other. Oh, he can't go heel, but they got to start doing something with him. It's like, no, you see, I'm done with the word tweener. I think it's overplayed a lot. You have 2 choices: good guy, bad guy, and it's time for Cody to start acting like a bad guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't have to turn into a bad guy full time yet, but he can start doing things that align with it. One of those things would be if he gets chucked through the middle rope and then someone people really want to see win, like Jacob Fatu, for example, maybe he winds up looking like he won, and then Cody slides in and, bumps him out while he's not looking. And Cody acts like, well, it was a fair move. You should have paid attention. Whereas everyone else would be like, dude, come on, you screwed him.
Yeah.
You took the easy way out. And then I will tell you who my third pick is when I get to my third pick of surprise entrance.
All right. Let's do those surprise entrances now. I got my surprise entrance. Obviously, the biggest one is Chris Jericho. Obviously, it's been rumored Chris Jericho is coming to WWE. His contract with AEW ended on December 30th or 31st. So it was towards the end of December. And we thought we would get Jericho at Stranger Things Raw. But it didn't happen. And then everyone was kind of thinking he was going to be a part of TNA, when they went to AMC and everything like that. That didn't happen. I think we're definitely getting Chris Jericho. Unless he shows up on Collision. I guess I guess the Rumble would be first, so I guess that wouldn't really matter. So, I think Chris Jericho is going to finally make his WWE return. I think it would be awesome. It's a very welcome return. He's done everything there was to do in AEW. It's been so long since he's been in WWE. There's a lot of new faces and some old faces he hasn't wrestled in a while. He can wrestle. Be interested to see if he's reinvented himself. If he just goes back and does the old tricks, but I'm ready for Chris Jericho to come back. The other one who represents the TNA would be Mustafa Ali. The same thing with Sammy. He represents that culture and everything like that. He was really over when he had a match back in 2023 when he faced Gunther. I was trying to think, I was thinking Mike Santana, but I don't really think Mike Santana would get that much of a reaction since, it's in Saudi. I don't know how many people would really know who he is. Mustafa Ali, because he's been with WWE before, and like I said, because he represents that culture, would get a really good reaction. So I think Mustafa Ali would be a cool surprise. And my other surprise is Mr. Iguana. I think it would be really fun to have him in the Royal Rumble. Now, if he's in, does Leyeska come in too? Or is the last Leyeska get his own separate entrance? That's a good question. And if if Leyeska wins the Rumble, what belt does Leyeska choose to go after? But we'll see. I'm gonna say those are my surprise entrants. Chris Jericho, Mustafa Ali, and Mr. Iguana. Now, I didn't pick Jericho to win the Rumble just because I don't think, even though it's the one thing he's never done, I don't think he's going to win his first match in. I feel like they're going to try to see if they can find other stuff to do with him other than compete for the world title. And also, he's supposed to go on tour with Fozzy, so he would be gone during most of the build of WrestleMania. So I imagine they wouldn't have him win the Rumble, but then have him be gone for a while. I imagine he'll be in the Rumble. He'll show up on Raw the next night, get written off by The Vision or someone, probably The Vision though, and set up a WrestleMania match for him. And then, that's it for Jericho type of thing. But those are my surprise entrants. Chris Jericho, what's his name? Mustafa Ali, and Mr. Iguana. So, who you predict are going to be a surprise entrance?
All right, so my first going to be the same, Chris Jericho, I think. It's been rumored. Everything lines up with people's explanations for why he would be coming back now. He's most likely probably looking to retire sooner rather than later. I don't think this is going to be his last year in wrestling, but I think 2027 certainly could be in that, this could be the start of a year to, WrestleMania to WrestleMania build where he'll retire next year, possibly.
Don't let Gunther hear you say that.
Yeah. Gunther hears that. I'm going to take that drumstick and shove it somewhere he's not going to enjoy.
You don't plan on retiring anytime soon, do you? Because if you retire, you don't let Gunther hear you say that. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. Gunther's going to beat up Michael Cole next if everything looks the way it does.
Oh, yeah, Cole could be next.
Cole's finally getting a match 15 years later at WrestleMania.
Well, he got. Oh yeah, I was gonna say he already got a match at WrestleMania, so
And he's undefeated.
he is.
But yeah, Chris Jericho, I think coming back is definitely going to be something to see at the Rumble. My second prediction for a surprise is going to be Seth Rollins.
Okay.
I think he's proven time and time again that whenever he says, I'm not hurt, what he's actually saying is, I have never felt better in my life.
Okay.
He actually tends to be the guy who says, I'm fine. If he ever came out and said, I'm fine, I'm going to say, best wishes to Seth Rollins because it's something that's clearly hurting him. But yeah, I think Rollins coming back and maybe taking out all but Braun Breaker in the Vision could happen. Or, maybe Seth could surprise us and win, but he's not one of my picks. My pick, surprise, who's also my last pick to likely win the Rumble, is Finn Balor.
But there's no room. There's no room for him.
But he could be a surprise because he's not on there.
It could be, but there's no room for him. How can he win if there's no room for him?
I think you could see something where he takes somebody out.
Yeah.
Somebody's number will hit and it'll be someone big. It could be someone big like a Cody big or a Roman big. And they get taken out and Finn's like, oh no. But look, I just so happen to be standing here in Gorilla in my ring gear right next to this discarded person. Yeah. I guess I'm going. You could see it happen once, and then Triple H or Adam is like, no, I know it was you, so you know what? I'm not rewarding it. I'm gonna, I Show Speed or someone else will just randomly be the guy. I'm gonna reward to that guy, like Tozawa.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You have R-Truth be standing there and be like, no, I'm gonna give it to R-Truth. Then R-Truth runs out, gets decked, gets tossed out. Then it happens a second time, and R-Truth is there again, dressed up as Ron Cena. He goes, I'm going to give it to Truth again. And then the third time it happens, you see Pierce and someone else have been both taken out, beaten down. And Finn's like, oh no, the Vision did it again. And no one's here to say no to me, so I'm going.
That'd be awesome.
And then he goes out there and wins the Rumble. And then, obviously the next night on Raw, Pierce is like, nope, Finn decked me. I'm going to fire him right now. And Finn's like, okay, go ahead, because you'd be firing the guy who contractually has a WrestleMania main event, so I'll just sue.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
You run back the WrestleMania 25 Randy Orton.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my prediction. I think Finn actually has a good chance of winning the Rumble this year.
Yeah, maybe I would like that. There's just not room for him, though. I don't know. I hopefully they can find room for him.
He's gonna have to stow away on the plane.
Do you think he's gonna go to Saudi just hoping there'll be a spot for him? I guess opened up. So
yep.
He's probably thinking to himself it'd be funny if he watched the Pat McAfee show on the plane. And he just saw Brock Lesnar call in saying he's in the Royal Rumble now and there's no room for him type of thing in the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, so that happened. All right, but I do number 1s and 2s, and then the 30. For number 1 and 2, I am going to say number 1 is Penta, and number 2 is Austin Theory. I think those are going to be your number 1s and 2s this year. Based off nothing I've heard about reports, I just think they would be good number 1s and 2s. So,
yep.
And then number 30, I'm going to say Obafemi will be... Actually, you know what? I'm going to backtrack. Number 1 actually will be Javon Evans, and number 2 will be Austin Theory. And then number 30, I think, will be Obafemi. This is where he comes out and just dominates, type of thing. Yeah. So I think that's your number 1s and 2s and number 30. So who's your number 1s and 2s and number 30?
So I'm sorry, I had to step away for a quick sec. I heard your 1 and 2. Who was your number 30?
Obafemi.
Obafemi. Okay, so you and I actually have 2 of the same. I also think Penta's number 1, and I also think Oba's number 30. My number 2 is Ray.
I changed number 1 to Javon Evans.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's one thing. I think number 30. I think being Oba Femi makes the most sense. I think him coming out, and not for nothing. Considering that ramp's going to be big, it takes him a while to walk, considering he's not a fast walker.
Yes.
But I think that'll happen. And then, number 1 and 2, I think, are going to be Penta and Ray Phoenix. Start the Lucha Brothers out in there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
For no reason other than who doesn't want to see the Lucha Bros go at it?
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, yeah, we both kind of have, like, one and the same, where in the women's, I have a tag team going at it, and in the men's, you have a tag team. Well, I guess they're not a tag team right now, but, you have 2 brothers going at it, so,
Yep.
How can Ray Phoenix be in the Rumble, though, if there's no room? If there's no room for Finn, there's no room for Ray Phoenix.
That'll probably be on SmackDown tonight.
I know, so how can anyone announce their entrance in the Rumble now? Because there was no room for Finn for some reason, like, on SmackDown. No one can announce... There should be no room for anybody, so...
And for the record, I actually think there's like a... I'm not going to say 9 in 10 chance, maybe 8 in 10 chance that Finn just pops up on SmackDown tonight and says, tell you what, I actually have like this clause in my contract where I can just come here if you guys let me in the Rumble. And Nico's like, okay, cool.
So
you're on SmackDown now. Good for you.
So the surprise entrant would be a but. Would that mean your surprise entrant be right? But then it wouldn't be a surprise because you said it here. But then it would be no surprise. It would be a surprise by the time SmackDown hits. Like
I'll get half points.
Do you want to do like a backup surprise entrance just like in case Finn announces it's like tonight, or do you want to just take it? Well. Put all your eggs in one basket.
I'll take the half point.
What's a half point help you win the fucking belt? Like at half point.
It could.
It probably could. It's never come down that close before, so.
That's true.
But yeah, so that's the Rumble. Doing this prediction show, I guess, got me a little excited for it, so that's good. Always good to have that happen. The countdown show's on right now, actually. So,
because
it's it's nighttime in Saudi Arabia right now. So, apparently, yeah. But anything else you want to say about the Rumble before we get out of here?
No, I think even despite lack of build, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah. Most of the main rosters, like PLEs, despite what people want to say, are at least good. I don't think I've seen. I the only I can't even say bad one, but the only one that wasn't the greatest was WrestlePalooza. But even then, that wasn't terrible. That was just more disappointing than anything else. So
no, you gotta say it like Cody. WrestlePalooza.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, so. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything you want to plug or promote before we get out of here? You probably have nothing because you got nothing going on.
Well, I was going to plug Massasoit Championship Wrestling and Weymouth Championship Wrestling, but I think I'm a little late to the jump there, so
yeah.
I think I'm good.
Check out other stuff on this channel. Chris and I will be doing a Royal Rumble review portion of Aftershock, and then covering some other things going on in WWE, and then we're gonna do a state of the WWE address to kind of talk about how WWE's kind of declined recently and stuff. Again, we say that, then the Rumble could be like a kick-ass fucking show, and then Raw could be a kick-ass fucking show, so that'll be interesting. And then Retros are coming back. We never brought them back for the Rumble because we didn't really have time, because by the time we wanted to sit down and watch the Retros, we had the snow, so we had to focus on getting rid of the snow. And then Steve and I have some stuff planned. We're gonna bring back the wrestling documentary series and review Unreal. Will we just do 2 seasons in one video, or should we do season 1 in one video and then season 2 in another video? I don't know how we would do that yet, but we can figure it out. And then LFG, we still got to. Steve and I still got to review LFG. I haven't given up on that yet. I think Steve dreads no one. I think once a week I message you LFG review, and then nothing happens.
LFG, probably.
We still want to review LFG, especially before season 3 comes back. Glad we waited though, because I think the week we were gonna do it, the week later, I think all of the most of the alumni or whatever got released. So,
yeah.
So I'm glad we waited now. We can kind of see what LFG is really like. And then Steve and I want to bring back fantasy booking series. I want to do WWE in 2025, and I have the match card ready for it and everything like that. Kind of saying what WWE could have looked like in 2025 if The Rock was more available and they had their shit together, and TKO kind of just let the booking kind of keep doing what it was doing before TKO kind of stepped in. So, that's pretty much it, guys.
I think another wrestling review we'll have to do that I had an idea for is wrestling crossovers into mainstream TV. Example being when Vader came on Boy Meets World.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun.
Or when The Rock, the Hardys, and Shamrock were on that 70s show.
Yeah, that could be fun. I'll have to go back and it's probably clips online. When John Cena was on Hannah Montana, that was funny.
Yep. Well, maybe not about that time he was Fred's dad though. That one we can ignore. Also, shout out from Kat Steiner.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get a video without Kat Steiner, but Kat Steiner got it in the end. So.
Yep. Kat Steiner, the current reigning Aftershock champion.
For cats, anyways, the cats division.
For the cats, yeah. Of course, and if you're wondering, yes, Kat Steiner looks up to Ernest the Cat Miller.
There you go. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and we'll talk to you guys later.